Alright there guys, and welcome to the final episode of my Dragon Ball Super review. Last week we covered the first half of the Tournament of Power from episode 96 to episode 112. This time we will be covering episodes 113 all the way to the end of the series, which is episode 131. Okay, so let's get straight back into it. After Kale and Caulifla dealt with those robots at the end of episode 112, they start fighting with they start to take on Goku, and Goku is still pretty exhausted after his battle with Jiren that he's just had in Ultra Instinct. So he still manages to go Super Saiyan 3. Because Caulifla wants to learn how to become Super Saiyan 3, since she somehow managed to get Super Saiyan 2 already, despite she's only known what Super Saiyan has been for like a day, maybe not even that. But Kale wants to see if she can push herself in her Super Saiyan form any further. Unfortunately for her, she ends up pushing herself too far and goes back into Berserk mode, where she essentially becomes Broly from the first two Dragon Ball Z Broly movies, when he turns into a legendary Super Saiyan. Where he basically doesn't have any control over himself. That's what happens. Luckily for Kale, Caulifla grabs her hand and makes her come back to her senses. And Goku's thinking, okay, I can't win in normal Super Saiyan. Super Saiyan God. And Goku does a very, very great looking transformation from Super Saiyan to Super Saiyan God. Honestly, Super Saiyan God, massively underused form in Dragon Ball Super. So underused. We only got to see it twice. Well, 3 times, I guess. We got to see it against Beerus in the Battle of Gods arc. We got to see it against Dispo very briefly in the tournament, in the first half of the tournament, and we briefly get to see it again here. Such an underused form. I'm so glad it came back in the Dragon Ball Super Broly movie. And the fact that Vegeta had it too. Oh, yes. So Goku realizes that Super Saiyan God also isn't doing him a lot of good. So he decides, okay, looks like it's time for Super Saiyan Blue. He transforms into Super Saiyan Blue Kaioken, the strongest non-Ultra Instinct form that he has, and unfortunately, before he turns Super Saiyan Blue, Kale and Caulifla are given the Potara earrings. That's right. They fuse from Kale and Caulifla into Kefla. The first ever female Saiyan fusion in Dragon Ball. Very interesting design. She basically has just Caulifla's hair size, but more of Kale's hairstyle. That's basically how she is. And her suit. Now, here's something that really annoys me. Because base form Kefla is stronger than Super Saiyan God Goku. How does that make any sense? I get it that Berserk is probably way stronger than it probably should be, but still, how does two people that can't achieve Super Saiyan 3 manage to achieve power stronger than a Super Saiyan God? So Goku turns Super Saiyan Blue Kaioken. That does okay for for a tiny little bit, but not much, until 2 swift kicks from Kefla to Goku knock him to the ground, and she doesn't take really any hesitation, gets 3 ki blasts in each hand, and throws all of them at Goku. But suddenly, that surge of power that Goku experienced when the Spirit Bomb hit him against Jiren returns. his hairstyle slightly changes. The dark blue aura returns around him. That's right, Ultra Instinct is back. Goku deals with the blasts very easily and starts beating the ever-living crap out of Kale. Kefla, you idiot. Kefla. So then Kefla uses every attack she has while Goku is charging a Kamehameha. And then the red and green ice cream looking beam that she has, she fires it. Goku is in midair. He can't go left, he can't go right because he's in midair. How is he supposed to get past that? Well, probably the most badass looking finishing move in all of Dragon Ball. Goku gets his Kamehameha and rides up Kefla's blast with the Kamehameha. Rides up it, slides off it, and then just fires it at her. And just like that, Kale and Caulifla are eliminated from Universe 6, which means there are just 2 members of Universe 6 left before it gets eliminated. That being the 2 Universe 6 Namekians that Gohan and Piccolo are currently fighting. Because remember, Hit got eliminated by Jiren, so we now have our 3 strongest members of Universe 6 gone. It's looking a very dire situation for Universe 6, isn't it? So now we have Ribrienne return, and she uses her ultimate form, which is Super Ribrienne, which is essentially just her but ginormous. And she gets absolutely taken out by Android 18, which is a very good moment because Android 18 is the only female member of Universe 7 in this tournament, isn't she? So the fact that she gets the finishing blow on Ribrienne is a very nice touch. 17 did some of the assist work, but 18 was the one that got the final blow, which is funny because I actually put that moment on my top 10 Tournament of Power moments video I made back in 2018. 18 defeating Ribrienne, because it was a big moment in the tournament, because Universe 2's leader has been taken down. Then, while Goku is taking on some members of the rest of some robots from Universe 2, 17 and 18 are giving him some backup, while Gohan and Piccolo are fighting the Namekians. Because Goku hasn't fully recovered from the fight he had with Jiren. He hasn't fully recovered with his stamina, which is why he's getting back up from at 17 and 18. Gohan finally takes the initiative in this tournament and tells Piccolo to start charging his special beam cannon or Makanko Sappo, depending on which one you want to go with. It's the same attack. So Gohan is now fighting both of the Universe 6 Namekians at the same time, who, bearing in mind, these Namekians aren't like Piccolo. They haven't just absorbed a couple of Namekians. These two have absorbed every single other Namekian in their entire universe. They are fighting for their entire race. But unfortunately for Piccolo, he gets taken down while charging because he didn't have the full belief in himself that he could do it. But this moment here is so impactful, as Piccolo is lying face down, and at either side of him the spirits of Kami and Nail, the 2 other Namekians he fused with back on Namek in the Frieza saga and then in the Cell saga, stand at either side of him while Kami points towards Gohan. And Piccolo looks up at him and sees Gohan doing for him what he did for Gohan back in the Saiyan saga against Nappa. That is how you do a callback. That is how you do a callback right. Remember in part 2 of this series when I talked about the Resurrection F arc and how Piccolo jumping in front of Gohan when from Frieza's blast was a completely terrible way to try and call back to the nostalgia of when he did it for Gohan when he was a kid. Because what was the point in Piccolo dying when he was just going to get revived anyway, and they didn't even show him getting revived. He just got revived. But yeah, this is how you do a callback right. Gohan did for Piccolo exactly what Piccolo did for him all that time ago. And remember, the relationship between Piccolo and Gohan wasn't that great in the Saiyan saga, was it? And Piccolo still sacrificed himself. And Gohan has, of course, never forgotten about that. No matter how much time goes by, no matter how many battles they go through, Gohan has never forgotten that moment. He did the same thing for Piccolo. Which gives Piccolo the resolve to charge his special beam cannon and fire it at the Universe 6 Namekians, as Piccolo and Gohan eliminate the two Universe 6 Namekians. At the same time, Goku and Android 17 and 18 take down the final members of Universe 2, which means the Xenos have taken out 2 universes in one go. They've erased 2 whole universes. And we get a super bittersweet moment where Champa pulls a funny face just before he gets erased. And Beerus, refusing to show any emotion, looks away like this and just says, "Say something." Because he is actually deeply devastated in the fact that he just lost his brother. Now, as much as they argue and sometimes even fight, he is devastated that he's just lost his brother. And there's no denying that. Unfortunately, next we have a very, very boring gimmick episode where there's these 2 members of Universe 4 that are super tiny and hard to see, but then finally get eliminated at the end of the episode, and that's bye-bye Universe 4. We've just lost 3 universes in 2 episodes. Oh wow. Now we're getting somewhere. Next, we have the final members of Universe 3, 5 robots that fuse together to become Anilaza. Does he count as an 11th member of Universe 3? I mean, maybe, but he's technically still 5 fighters that were already there turned into 1. And oh, hell yes, this is good. Because now we have Anilaza, who is basically... The best way to describe him is a combination of Omega Shenron from GT and Hirudegan from the Wrath of the Dragon movie fused into one. Hirudegan's size, but more like Omega Shenron's design. If you've seen Anilaza, you know what I mean. He shoots a supernova-sized death ball at Goku, Gohan, Vegeta, Frieza, and 17, because while Goku and Android 17 and 18 were battling the universe, defeated the Universe 2, the final members of Universe 2, Android 17 fell off the edge of the arena, but 18 also jumped off and kicked him back up, so he stayed on the arena, but she got eliminated. So that's 18 gone, and in the gimmick episode, Piccolo also gets blasted out of the arena, and that's him gone too, which makes no sense because Gohan fell off the arena earlier in this tournament, and Piccolo used his stretchy arms to grab Gohan and pull him back up. Why did he not do this for himself? It doesn't make any sense. He could have just used his stretchy arms to grab the ledge of the arena and pull himself back up. But no, which means we have the 5 members of Universe 7 I just listed are the last 5 members. left. Aniraza shoots his supernova-sized death ball at them. So Goku and Gohan use their Kamehamehas. Vegeta uses a Final Flash. Frieza uses a Death Beam, and 17 uses a regular blast, as they're all firing to keep a beam for the really only beam struggle of this entire series. Dragon Ball Super was super lacking in beam struggles. They were a staple of Dragon Ball Z. Goku versus Vegeta, Gohan versus Cell. They were a staple of Dragon Ball, and yet in Super this is really the only one we get. But then 17 stops firing his blast and pulls up his protective barrier, goes straight through the supernova-sized death ball, and punches Aniraza in his weak spot, which is the big light on his the big purple light on his forehead. 17 punches through it, and down goes Aniraza, and that's the end of Universe 3. Which means the only remaining universes left are Universes 7 and 11. Goku, Gohan, Vegeta, Frieza, and Android 17 for Universe 7, with Toppo, Jiren, and Dispo in Universe 11. Only 8 fighters left in the tournament. So, Gohan and Android 17 start taking on Toppo, Frieza starts facing Dispo, and Goku and Vegeta start taking on Jiren. And believe it or not, in the exchange Goku and Vegeta have with Jiren, Vegeta actually gets quite a lot of good damage on Jiren, gets some good hits in, and without Ultra Instinct was able to dodge some of Jiren's attacks because he could see them. So when Goku and Vegeta start charging, Goku goes straight to Super Saiyan Blue Kaioken, while Vegeta transforms into a new level. Remember how Vegeta was the first person to achieve the Super Vegeta form that then Trunks got as well in the Cell Saga? He's also the first and only Saiyan to achieve Super Saiyan Blue Evolution. You know how Super Saiyan 1 Goku in the Frieza Saga and Super Saiyan 1 Goku in the Cell Saga are not the same strength? Goku is vastly stronger, but is still Super Saiyan 1. He's like Super Saiyan 1 Grade 3. This is basically like Super Saiyan Blue Grade 2, I guess is the best way to explain it. As Vegeta remembers what he said to Kaba, that he would resurrect him and train him after winning the tournament. So then Goku and Vegeta's charge at Jiren, and funnily enough, because the two of them are never used to fighting together, their unsynchronized punches actually make for an advantage against Jiren rather than a weakness. And they finally push Jiren back, and Jiren says, their attacks have gotten sharper. Meaning Goku and Vegeta are closing in. Not by very, very tiny amounts, but they are closing in on Jiren's power. Meanwhile, Frieza says to Dispo, hey, if you resurrect me, I'll fight on your team. Dispo's like, are you serious? Of course we're not going to do that. Frieza thinking, well, I tried. Because Frieza is always going to stay the same. Bargain with anyone he wants, then screw them over later. Because, again, as I said, keeping Frieza's character evil is very, very important for him staying a good character. So, instead, Jiren ends up getting interlined with Toppo, and then Vegeta starts fighting Toppo. Whilst 17 blows himself up, and everyone thinks he's eliminated, but we find out later he ain't. So Gohan joins Frieza in fighting Dispo, and Gohan gets Dispo in a chokehold, and Frieza blasts both of them out of the arena, which means we've lost Gohan and Dispo, which means we're down to 4 members of Universe 7 and 2 members of Universe 11. We're getting super close to the end of the tournament now. And Jiren has essentially done almost nothing in this entire tournament. Only he has been the most reactionary character of this whole tournament, and he's barely even reacted to most things going on. But finally, we get a little bit of a backstory, and it's I killed my parents because I'm so strong. Everyone ostracized me, everyone kicked me, everyone made me an outcast. That's why I have no friends. In other words, it couldn't have been made much worse of a backstory if it tried. 17 is of course still in the tournament, and Vegeta starts facing Toppo. But not before Frieza faces him first in his golden form. As 17 shoots a blast one way at Toppo, Frieza shoots his death beam from the other side of Toppo. But then Toppo rejects all of the pride he has had throughout his life and gains the power of a god of destruction. That's right, because Toppo was the very next person in line from Belmod, the current god of destruction from Universe 11. Toppo was the very next in line to become the new god of destruction from Universe 11. And that's exactly what happens. He gains the power of he gains God of Destruction power. He shoots the God of Destruction blast at Frieza. Frieza thinking, I've already dealt with one of these back when I came back here. Not this time. It doesn't work, and Frieza starts getting his ass handed to him. So Vegeta starts facing Toppo. And realize even in Super Saiyan Blue Evolution, he's struggling to beat him. So he thinks, right, there's only one thing left I've got. And he pulls out Final Explosion. Remember the move he used when he was Majin Vegeta against Majin Buu, when he self-destructed and blew himself up to try and kill Majin Buu, killing himself? He does that against Toppo. Now, this was so badass when it happened until you see the end result, in how Vegeta just blew himself up and has barely received any damage from it. That's right, Vegeta does not die from using Final Explosion. He survives and eliminates Toppo, which means we now have it's now 4 for Universe 7 against 1 for Universe 11. Jiren no longer has anyone else to fight alongside. He's all on his own. So then next up, he just beats the crap out of Vegeta, only for Vegeta to be hanging off the edge of the arena by his boot. Not the first time a piece of debris in the arena has saved Vegeta from being eliminated. But then Jiren finally punches him out of the arena, but just before he's eliminated, he fires the last bit of energy he has at Goku. So Vegeta is now eliminated, and we are down to just 3v1. Goku, Frieza, and Android 17 versus Jiren. Frieza starts hanging off the edge, and his hat is on the very edge of a cliff after Jiren absolutely pummels him. 17 isn't doing so well either. So it's left for Goku to face Jiren by himself for a little bit. In Super Saiyan Blue Kaioken again, just like he did when he first started fighting Jiren, or before he'd even achieved Ultra Instinct once. And he's not doing so well, and Jiren goes for a final punch saying it's over, but then we get a quick brief few shots of everyone that Goku cares about saying his name, which that includes Gohan, Piccolo, Vegeta, 17, 18, Chi-Chi. Everyone in here everyone saying his name goes through his head. Jiren goes for the punch, and it misses. Because Ultra Instinct is back for a third time. That's right, Goku achieves Ultra Instinct again, but we come to realise that this Ultra Instinct was an unrefined version the entire time, and wasn't actually strong enough to be able to attack and defend. The Ultra Instinct form Goku had normally been using was for defense, although he gets the first really big hit on Jiren as he dodges every attack Jiren throws at him and then just does this. Really hard into Jiren's stomach, and that's the first big damage Jiren has faced in this entire tournament. So Goku and Jiren have another really, really good looking fight. But after studying Ultra Instinct the first time when he fought Goku, when Goku was in Ultra Instinct, and then the second time when Goku fought Kefla, Jiren had studied Ultra Instinct and understood few little ways to get around it. So even in Ultra Instinct, Jiren starts to put Goku on the back foot. But we see something in Goku, that his body heat is bubbling away as if there's something new coming. And Jiren shoots the biggest blast the tournament has seen at all so far. The most powerful blast, and in a split second, Goku is behind Jiren, engulfed in a white glow, holding Jiren's blast, and goes like this. And disintegrates it. The most powerful attack Jiren has used thus far, and Goku gets rid of it like it was nothing. Now, still in that white glow, every single attack Jiren goes for, Goku dodges it with so much ease, he even gets his own hits on Jiren at the same time. He's dodging and attacking at the very same time, pummeling Jiren. And then the glow finally disappears, and we see that Goku's hair and eyebrows are no longer black, they're white. Goku has achieved Mastered Ultra Instinct. And that's what the Mastered Ultra Instinct officially is. White hair. We've had black, we've had yellow, we've had blue, we've had red. Now, it's time for white. So, Jiren talks about Goku thinking he's a hero of justice, and then says, what's the point in trust when it can be easily erased? And Jiren shoots a blast at the Universe 7 spectators section, trying to kill everyone, all the Universe 7 members that have already been eliminated. Everyone shows a shocked expression, as if, did he really just try that? But Goku instantly jumps up and pushes it away before it gets to them, and says, no. Goku says to Jiren, no, I don't think I'm a hero of justice or anything. but I refuse to let someone try to hurt my friends and family. So then we get another really badass fight scene of Goku just kicking Jiren's ass. And Jiren gets so angry, he even pulls out his own version of the Spirit Bomb, which is essentially the same thing, but a red one, and Goku blasts through it with absolute ease. That's right. Jiren pushed Goku's Spirit Bomb back with no trouble whatsoever and almost killed him. Goku blasted through Jiren's version of the Spirit Bomb. So now their power is pretty much equally matched. Only it doesn't go so well for Goku as his body finally gives way for a third time because his body rejects Master Ultra Instinct. But the shot they decided to use for it is so weird because it looks super... It's so weird because it's like a black screen with Goku in as a white outline and a big blood splatter coming out of his back. It's such a creepy shot to use. Probably the creepiest Dragon Ball shot I've ever seen. So then Jiren kicks Goku off the arena, but Frieza shoots a shockwave at Goku to knock him back onto a platform to stay in the tournament. As Frieza has not been eliminated yet, and nor has Android 17. After Jiren thought both of them had been eliminated, neither had. Then Jiren starts taking on Frieza and 17 until Frieza mentally destroys Jiren. It gets to the point where Jiren falls to the ground on his knees because he is mentally destroyed. Frieza pulls out his finger, starts charging a death beam, but just before he's able to shoot it, Toppo says to him, What is wrong with you, Jiren? Why do you always insist on doing things this way? And Frieza says, wow, your friend is really obnoxious, isn't he? And Jiren says, I have no friends. So Toppo rejects everything that Jiren is saying and says, no, this is not how it ends. Which gives Jiren the courage to get back up and start pummeling Frieza again. Android 17 puts himself in his protective barrier around Jiren and creates a huge explosion. That doesn't work. And Android 17 is now putting his entire trust in Frieza. As we know, Frieza trusts no one, and he never did. He even told Frost just before eliminating him not to trust anyone. So as Jiren shoots a blast, Frieza and 17 start pushing it back with a shield, but unfortunately Frieza has to go out of his golden form in order for the shield to work. And the shield looks like it's just about to crack, and the two of them are going to be eliminated. But then a surge of blue energy out of nowhere appears, pushes back the shield, pushes Jiren's blast back a little bit, and then Frieza and 17 turn around, only to see that Goku is back, and says, hey, I almost left you two to do this by yourself. And this whole arc, Frieza has basically acted the way that Vegeta did on Namek. Because think about it, in the Frieza saga, from the very beginning of the Namek saga all the way to the end of Goku vs Frieza, Vegeta was still evil, wasn't he? Vegeta didn't fight alongside Goku yet. He wasn't on Goku's side. He was still evil. But he knew that the only way to defeat the bigger enemy, which at the time was Frieza, was to team up with Goku, Gohan, and Krillin. That's the same thing here with Frieza. He's fighting on the side of good, but he still makes everything about himself because he's evil. Always tries to figure out how can anything benefit him. How can he make fighting on the good side still benefit exclusively him over everyone else? Goku says, "Do you remember?" Frieza says, "Do you remember my promise?" And Goku says, "Frieza." And he says, "I'll keep my promise." He said, "Frieza, your promise to resurrect me if we win." And Goku says, "I'll keep my promise if you keep yours. You should know that better than anyone." Which, funnily enough, is kind of another great callback. Because think about it. Even after Goku pummeled Frieza to a pulp on Namek, Frieza used his Ki Instructor Disc only to cut himself in half and essentially beat himself, begged for mercy, begged for his life, even after everything that he had done. Goku even said to him how many people back on Namek, how many people begged for their lives, just like you are doing now, but you still murdered them. And yet Goku still gave Frieza some of his energy. And what's the very first thing Frieza did once receiving that energy? Fire his death cannon, only for it to be overpowered by Goku's angry Kamehameha. So Frieza had finally realized that trust is actually very important. And Frieza was disgusted at the idea of having to help Goku, but he still did it. But he decided, fine, even though it repulses me in every way. So the three of them push back Jiren's blast. Jiren lets out a scream of the plan, while Android 17 stays back as backup. Goku and Frieza charge at Jiren. He charges at them. They all get a good hit in on each other, then start just simultaneously attacking. Goku grabs Jiren by the arm, pulls him down. Frieza gives him a really hard knee to the face, and 17 shoots a Ki Blast to push Jiren back. Then shoots 3 more. While Goku and Frieza are running, Frieza's even doing the Naruto run, which is quite funny when you see it. Then Jiren gets blasted into the pole in the very middle of the arena. Goku and Frieza both go for an attack. Goku with his fist, Frieza with his foot. But then Jiren lets out a roar and gets a bunch of great hits on Goku and Frieza. Starts charging down at Android 17. 17 shoots loads of Ki Blasts at him. That does nothing. Frieza says to Goku, "Throw me at him." And Goku goes, "Right." And starts sliding down the pole. Frieza jumps onto his hands. Goku yeets Frieza straight at Jiren. And Frieza starts forcing Jiren through so many different rocky platforms. Whilst Android 17 is hanging onto the ledge with one hand. Just to think that at the very beginning of this specific fight, at the very start of the episode, before Goku appeared, when it was just Frieza and 17, when Frieza actually appeared out of some rocks with one eye closed and one eye open, which was identical to the way he appeared after it was revealed that the Spirit Bomb on Namek did not kill him. Another very nice callback to Dragon Ball Z. The callbacks in Super got better as the show progressed, in my opinion. And episode 131 is easily the single best animated episode in all of Dragon Ball. That includes Z. This was the best animated episode of the entire series. So then Frieza starts getting overpowered by Jiren, so Goku starts charging really, really fast at him, with his hair changing from yellow to black as he's so low on energy he can barely even turn into a Super Saiyan anymore. But then Goku and Frieza start pushing Jiren to the brink of the arena, lift him up, and Jiren says, "So this is trust. The power of Universe 7. And 17 shouts, "Finish it." Beerus goes, "Goku, Frieza," and everyone else in Universe 7 says, "Do it," but all at the same time. As Goku and Frieza let out one last roar of energy, and all three of them go tumbling down out of the arena, which means Goku and Frieza are eliminated, and we have just one member of Universe 7 left in Android 17, but Jiren is also eliminated from the Tournament of Power. Meaning, Universe 7 are the winners, and Universe 11 are going to get erased. But just before they do, Goku says to Jiren, "I'd like to fight you one day when we're both stronger again." Just like he does to pretty much everybody. So Android 17 is gifted the choice of choosing what his wish will be with the Super Dragon Balls, and very, very unsurprisingly, he chooses to revive all of the other fallen universes. So that's universes 2, 3, 4, 6, 9, 10, and 11. Bring all 7 of those universes back. So after the Super Dragon Ball's wish was made, and it was not to revive Frieza, he says, "Fine, just take me back to hell." And Whis says, "Oh, don't worry about that, Frieza." And Whis literally uses his staff to just revive Frieza. The halo above his head disappears, and just like that, Frieza is alive again. The fact that Whis' staff can revive people makes the Dragon Balls on Earth even more useless, doesn't it? The fact that Whis can just revive people with his staff kind of makes the Dragon Balls a bit obsolete, doesn't it? And Frieza even says to Whis, "Are you sure about this? I don't intend to stop my evil ways." And then it cuts to a shot of Goku, Gohan, Piccolo, Piccolo, Krillin, and Vegeta. Why is that shot an interesting little Easter egg and callback? Because who were the 5 people that took Frieza back on Namek? Oh, Goku, Vegeta, Gohan, Piccolo, and Krillin. Nice callback to Namek again, showing us all the people that fought Frieza back on Namek. Everyone returns home. Jiren finally has a new outset on, has a new look, a new outset on life after what Goku pushed him to do, and he respects Goku for it. Android 17 ended up getting the boat that he wanted anyway, probably from Bulma, because she owns Capsule Corp, for God's sake. She's one of the richest people in the damn world because of Capsule Corp. We have Tien having his dojo repaired after what urine did to it. And everyone goes back to their normal lives. as Goku and Vegeta head to the very same mountains that they fought on back in the Saiyan Saga, and they even do their iconic fighting stance poses as they charge at each other, teasing what could be in the future. And the narrator of Super says, "Until next time, until we meet again, see you next time." And that's where the opening theme song of Dragon Ball Super, which I haven't even talked about yet, I've actually waited till the very end of the series to talk about it, which is called Limit Break X Survivor. It's a super great opening. It's even better than the first one. The first one was good, this one is really damn good. And that plays while everyone is going back to their normal lives, as then Goku and Vegeta have start their fight, which of course, hopefully we'll see what happens in the Moro arc, if the Moro arc ever gets put into the anime. Who knows when that'll happen. But that is pretty much it for my review of Dragon Ball Super. The Tournament of Power second half is complete. Now I can give the Tournament of Power itself a full rating. Last week I did not give the first half a rating out of 10 because we were only halfway through the tournament. There was no conclusion, so there'd be no point in giving it a rating. But my final rating for the Dragon Ball Super Tournament of Power is a 7.8 out of 10. Only 0.2 of a rating lower than the Goku Black arc. This thing did some great things. This arc did some great things. All three Ultra Instinct fights for Goku were incredible. Vegeta's fight against Toppo until Final Explosion was great. Frieza was one of the best, if not the best character in the whole arc, showing us why having someone super evil is still so worth it, despite he's having to fight as a somewhat anti-hero like Vegeta did on Namek, but stays evil. And Frieza returns to command his army, which led us into the Dragon Ball Super Broly movie, didn't it? Because Frieza was leading his army there as well. But yeah, that is gonna conclude my review for Dragon Ball Super. Some of you might actually have forgotten why I even did this series. Well, the reason I made this series is because I liked Dragon Ball Super. Actually, I can do my overall rating. My overall rating for Dragon Ball Super is a 7.1 out of 10. Above average, but nowhere near the level that Dragon Ball and Dragon Ball Z hit for me. So if I had to rank my Dragon Ball series from worst to best, it goes worst, GT, then Super, then the original, then Z. So yeah, I'm pretty sure if any Dragon Ball fans rank Z and the original first and second, just in different orders, but it's always those two at the top. I never see anyone ranking Super or GT higher than third and fourth. But yeah, I really did like Dragon Ball Super. It was the first Dragon Ball series that aired after I was born, as the first three, as the original Z and GT, all aired before I was even born. Hell, GT finished 4 years before I was even born. So it was the first anime I got to watch first Dragon Ball series I got to watch week by week, which was a new experience for me. And that led us from the journey of 2015 to 2018. And on the 5th of July this year, Dragon Ball Super turned 5 years old. That was another reason why I wanted to make this series. I wanted to celebrate Dragon Ball Super's 5-year anniversary. It's crazy to think that, isn't it? That the newest canon Dragon Ball series is already half a decade old. To think, in 2025, Dragon Ball Super will already be a 10-year-old anime. with of course the original and DBZ both being over 30 years old, and GT will be 30 years old in 2026. So 1 year after Super turns 10 years old. But yeah, I hope you guys have enjoyed this video and this whole series that spanned over a month and 2 weeks. I've enjoyed making it. I underestimated how long these videos were going to take. And this one being yet another. I had a feeling this video would be between 40 and 60 minutes, and it looks like it's pretty much smack bang in the middle of that in 50 minutes. Or just over. But yeah, I've thoroughly enjoyed this series, and to think how awful the animation was for Dragon Ball Super when it first began in 2015, and in that short 3-year journey we had, well, maybe, I guess, just let 2 and like a quarter years, I guess, maybe. But you get the point. I'll just say 3 years because it makes more sense. 2015 to 2018 is 3 years, so we'll go with that. How awful the animation started off in the series, and how the final episode of the whole series so far is the best animated episode in the franchise's history. It's funny how Dragon Ball Super is a little bit like how I reviewed Attack on Titan earlier this year, where I called it the rise, the fall, and rise back up of Attack on Titan. Dragon Ball Super was a bit like that. The fall and then rise of Dragon Ball Super. It fell as it started, but rised up as it kept going and got to the end. But yeah, that is going to be it for me reviewing a longer anime series for a little bit, because I'd like to go make some more shorter videos, instead of videos that go on for ages. So that's going to be the end of this episode. I hope you guys have enjoyed. Please be sure to leave a like, subscribe if you're new, follow me on my social medias, and next week starts the new era on my channel of making predominantly anime content, just like this. So until then, catch you later.